While the images of huge container ships anchored offshore, desperate to unload their cargo, has garnered most of the attention at our nation's major ports, it's what's happening or not happening onshore that is contributing to America's supply chain shortage problem. Steve Shaw joins us now to explain. Steve?
U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the biggest issue plaguing the supply chain is not what's going on around the ports, it's simply the fact there aren't enough truck drivers. Gus Earls is a 2014 Mustang High School graduate.
Good turn.
He always thought about being a truck driver.
I was going to do it when I was 18, and I wanted to hit the road and go weld for a little bit and go make some big money, so I just decided to come back to it because the oil field's slowing down.
Gus got that extra push a month ago when his dad, Ralph Earls, passed away. Ralph had crisscrossed the country as a long-haul truck driver for 23 years.
Just the nostalgia of it. You get to see everything, you know. There's a lot of things in life that most people don't get to see, and you travel the country working on the road, you get to see a bunch of stuff most people dream of seeing.
We're 60 to 80,000 drivers short nationwide right now.
Carl Livingston has held a commercial driver's license, or CDL, since Richard Nixon was president and directs training at American Truck Training in Oklahoma City.
We graduated almost 400 people last year from our other facility, which was half this size. That was a little over 4 acres over there. This is a little over 8 acres.
Oh yeah, being out on the road, it gets addicting for sure. It gets in your blood. Playing with big equipment like what we're playing with, it's just fun.
With plans to open 2 new offices in Tulsa and Houston, Texas in January, American Truck Training says they're the biggest in the Sooner State.
Very, very hands-on. If you got a problem, they show you how to, any which way you need to fix it, every possible way to fix it. You get a bunch of time in the truck.
Honestly, we get calls weekly, if not daily, of companies that are needing truck drivers.
Director of Admissions Crystal Eve says if you're dedicated, you can earn a CDL here in less than 6 weeks.
Right now, the demand is crazy, and the demand's not going to go away. I mean, it's been like this for a while. It just hasn't been known.
The pandemic has played a role in the demand for truck drivers, but not in a way you'd probably think.
With the pandemic, it has made it even more like where they're advertising it more, like, hey, we need more drivers, because so many people have lost their job. So they feel like now's the chance, you know, to get people started in a new career so that we can fulfill all of these trucking positions, which is going to take a lot of people. I mean, most of the starting pay for like over the road job is about $75,000 a year. So I mean, in a local job, I mean, you're looking at about $50,000 to $65,000 a year. So I mean, they get 401k, they get health insurance, they get the sign-on bonus, they get the tuition reimbursement, and then just between your tuition reimbursement and your sign-on bonus, I mean, that's over 10 grand.
Enrollment at the school costs just over $5,100 if you pay up front. Eve says the dire need has prompted trucking companies to get creative.
Matter of fact, right now we have 2 companies that are even willing to pay 100% for these people to come through school to go work for them because they're needing them so bad.
You know, I've been doing this for 33 years, and I have never seen the demand so great.
Angela Horowitz is a vice president with Dallas-based Stevens Transport, which is the 4th largest privately held refrigerated truckload carrier in the U.S. She says tuition reimbursement is one of the things they do to get new drivers in the door.
Again, you know, I think it's important to understand that it's a domino effect. So you don't have enough people at the ports, you don't have enough drivers to pick up the commodities at the ports. And, you know, again, we're feeling the effects across the nation.
That brings us to Kayla Smith. Smith is a 1999 Midwest City Bomber graduate who played college basketball at Rose State and over at Langston University.
I was actually, laid off during the pandemic, so technically it just kind of, I said, well, let's try something different, and it fell into something I like now. We out here every day practicing. It's not easy. It's something that you're different. It's a different vehicle than a car. So you're definitely driving. You're taking safety in your hands. You have to. This is a lot more weight.
And you got to look out for motorists out there that don't do what they're supposed to be doing out on the road.
Definitely, and that's the things about safety. You definitely have to drive for yourself as well as others.
Kayla started at American Truck Training back in September and took her final driving test today. Hey, it pays good.
It does. It does. Just looking for something consistent and at the time, and that's what led me here.
Are you going to try to stay local or you want to go see the country?
Probably a little bit of both. Playing basketball growing up, you used to seeing the country. So now it's, one that now I get to do it in a truck.
Do you already have a job?
They're calling. They're calling.
I just heard from Kayla, and she passed the first part of that driving test. Coming up a little later in this newscast, we'll continue our discussion of the supply chain crisis and explain why Oklahoma could eventually benefit from the problems occurring in our major ports right now. That's the topic of our in-depth conversation with Susan Cadeau and her panel of experts